Hey guys, Swordbrine here today bringing you guys another YouTube video. And this is going to be another Swordbrine, frame by frame. But instead of showing some promotional art slash animation, I'm actually going to be showing you a frame by frame of episode 40 of Swordbrine. And yeah, let's dive quick into this. So, normal frame right here. So, when he goes up, his body right there starts to do a little curve. And it's for that extra movement. And if you noticed, you really can't notice when it's going full animation. The scratches all over his hair and dirt all over his face is actually changing. Watch. See how there's an open spot on his forehead? That open spot is like covered in like a line like that, and his hair's changing and his head is getting bigger. But yeah, so when this is just going up, it doesn't look like anything's wrong with it. Okay, second frame, his hair changed tremendously because here's my logic, because he is getting off his head off the rock. His head got smaller, but stayed proportional to where it was barely able to notice. And yeah, his hair changed, and the dirt again changed, and his hair changed yet again, and the markings on his face changed again, and the markings on his hair. So now his head stays. Well, his head doesn't stay the same because his head is still rising. Now, here it does stay the same as his hand is going up. And he just holds his hand there. And I'll show you that. Oops. Sorry. See? You could barely even notice that. So, okay. One second. Okay. I know you can't see that. Okay, let me do this. Okay. Sorry about the shakiness. So, he's laying down, then he's starting to get up, and then he finally get up. And then it's this frame and this frame for a few pages. Sorry. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, now nothing should be down there. Okay. Okay, then he falls back on the ground. Forgot to mention that, so falls to the, well, he like bends down. And then after that comes in Skeever. Okay. Sorry about that. Let's get that back into frame. And basically, same, I do 3 frames per wind effect, so it's better. So, but when animating this scene, I wanted to do something new to make the animation look more fluid, and since Skeever's mask is a huge part of who Skeever is, and it's a solid object, a very hard solid object, it wouldn't be changing like the rest of his body. So that's what I kind of tried to do here. I tried to keep the shape as the same as it can, and as you can see, his hair was flowing, but it was flowing realistically. And yeah, his feet changed, but barely noticeable to a difference, but it does show that moving. Oops. Sorry. Sorry about that. I've been having the sniffles. But yeah, so just this, the sword does change. But yeah, again, it just fits with that movement. So here we got Ninja. He's charging up his cannon. And as you can see, there's blue energy. And that blue energy turns into more orbs. And then the blue energy turns into more orbs. And then they turn into less because when those are going in, and I just repeated that frame for a little bit until then. So it has Skeever charging, then stopping, and it's really emphasizing that he stopped with force because his legs and sword, his entire body is stretched out except for his head. And then he gets in a normal position. Now, it gets dark, and oh, I love how that looks on the camera. But anyway, these little orb things, whatever they are, they start circling around him. And yeah, I might make a video going on how I animate these things. But yeah, so these orbs circle around into Skeever's hand until they eventually meet. And then an explosion because of the sword. And there you go, sword created. Then he starts spinning around. It starts off slow. And then as you can see, that's a reused frame. And just repeat that twice. And then it starts getting faster, as I'm only using 4 frames of him circling. And I use those 4 frames twice, and then, boom, after that, he's spinning so fast you can't even see his body. And I signify that he's spinning with those scribble effects right there, and they go all around the ball, and it's like it's spinning so fast it looks slow. You know how you can see a car and it's like spinning fast like that and it's slow? But yeah, so I repeat that frame. Then I use a technique called stretch where it emphasizes how much speed you're going. I use that in that one temple episode where they had to escape the crushing wall. And then deformed, and there's a little burst back there, a burst effect. Then he's turned into a ball, and I'm using diamonds, moon shapes to signify Ninja's Blast, and for Ninja's Blast I'm just using a basic energy blue ball, and then more diamonds and shapes. And then I was actually since the diamond, yeah, I was just trying to go for a different look to them instead of those solid shapes. And so I just started to erase them. Erase the blue lines. Okay. As you can see with the pages right there, this has 537 frames of animation. Some of it is copied, I'm not going to lie. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Okay, past all that. So, actually, it then cuts to Ninja, and then it cuts to a black screen, and what that's signifying is that it's in slow motion. As you can see, if this was in full speed, it would have already been over. So he gets over him, and then it signifies it's going back into normal speed by going into white again, and then he goes down fast. and he's in a little pose. And then here's a top-down section, which Swordbrine has lots of top-down. Well, I like implementing top-down fighting. So yeah, basically, Skeever's like saw of death sword thing he's got going on, and then it's chasing Ninja, and as you can see, he's not doing his ninja run like he should do. Okay, ninjas do ninja run. That's the only way they're cool. But anyway, he's doing a basic Olympic athletes type run, and then Skeever gets too close. So what does he have to do? He jumps, and since this is in 2D, and he's a stick figure and wearing a mask. Well, yeah, a mask. He has a little black, and when he's jumping up, it gets bigger. And then when he goes down, he gets smaller. And then when he hits the ground, he touches the floor. So here he does a little backflip action right there. Then he stops, and this is his hand, this is his leg. It's kind of hard to see, but, well, notice the first time watching the animation. He goes back to running. He goes back to running again, around. He does a cool flip over him, then runs, and then they actually meet. And the sparks are being crazy. They're just clashing, smoke everywhere. It's explosion. It's like a blinking red, so there's more of a explosive vibe to it. And then it has 3 frames of running. I like using 3 frames of running. It makes the animation look really smooth and better than the 2 frames. And there's a huge difference. So yeah, just goes from this to this to this. I think I could add more frames, but for now the 3 frames is working for me, so until I find a way to add 4 or 5 frames. And yeah, repeat that a few times. And then he turns around. And yeah, the wind effect is kind of changed, but not too much change. And the way Ninja is running is different from if you're running forward. It starts off like this, and this, and this. This is actually a really good running backwards animation. So just repeats it, and yeah, so then he goes up this ramp. And I could have sworn he made. He goes up this ramp, and I could have sworn that the animation had Ninja making the ramp, but I guess it didn't. So, he just goes up the ramp Ninja made. Then he starts chasing Ninja again. Ninja's running as fast as he can, doing backflips, trying to do thing he can escape. Then, when he's by wall, he dodges quickly, and Skeever's saw spinning technique crashes into the wall, breaking the wall. Then Ninja finally makes a giant wall out of the stone in the temple, and then it goes like that. And then you see Skeever in there, and it's just getting closer and closer. And then, yeah, so goes like that. Holds it there for a few, so, and then it cuts to this, and it's 2 frames of animation, and his arms are going back up because Ninja's pushing back, and his arms are going forward because he's pushing. And yeah, so repeat that. And then Ninja, he's doing the same thing, but since he's on the outside and using energy to do this, he's barely moving. So he's still moving though. It's hard to tell on this. Then he shoots blue energy to help it. But if you watch the episode, you know what happens. So it cuts to the wall starting to crack. And I just go crazy with cracks because cracks are random. Yeah, so it stops for a minute. And then red light. Now, due to the camera and the filter I use, it was hard to see these, but you can still see these. They're actually black on my end. They're not actually red. Let's see if I can fix that at all. Nope. Sorry. Okay, so these then fall down. And yeah, so these go down. Oh, I like that. Anyway. Well, now with the filter I use, it's really hard to see Skeever, but you can still see him. And his hair is going. And then as it starts to clear, you can start to see his face. And his hair is still moving. Then it goes white. And you're just confused. He stays there, and it symbolizes that he's confused by using a question mark. Stays there for a moment. Then an exclamation mark, and Skeever appears. Then it has blinking because he's coming in fast. I'm not too good with top front first person animation. So yeah, it does just a blinking. And okay, and you see Skeever's legs. And he's coming down with a sword, but as you can see, Ninja's arms are going up, and then he crashes him down. And, okay, yeah, so I like this part of the animation a lot. So he lifts up his hand, normal basic hand lift, and then a stretched out circle, and then it's a stretched out circle that goes up and down, and then a stretched up circle that goes from left to right. And then his gun / hand cannon appears. And yeah, watch this. See how smooth that is? And this is on super speed. So his cannon, then he shoots it with that red. I should have made it blue. And then it's Skeever on his knees. And then his eyes are just changing, and he closes them. Simple animations. They don't do anything. And he just does a basic smile. Nothing to say there. Okay, and then you see the energy orbs. And then they just start pouring in 2 frames to make this. And yeah. And then, as you can see right here, he shoots it, and his body goes back a little bit, representing real, like, if you shot a gun, and if you shot a high caliber gun, you will go back, and that's what I was capturing with this here. So, finally, I did it correctly with the blue, and then smoke. 3 frames to make it smooth. And his eyes go bug-eyed on his, and the smoke starts to get more, how would you say this? Exhilarating. Then it has him here. Since he's wearing a mask, he really doesn't have a talking motion. I don't really focus on talking animation that much. And then it cuts to here, and you can see in the camera, there's like little particles. And as it's going up, the particles are starting to form. And yeah, so they're forming into his yin-yang sword things, whatever you want to call them. And cuts to this. And yeah, that's it for that animation. Sorry it took so long with that, so let's go to here. So, okay. Okay. Starts off with, oh yeah, that was a misdraw with me trying to click the button anyway. Oh wait, I guess it was. I don't know. Oh yeah, that's just, okay. So it starts to draw out a yin-yang symbol, and then it goes like this. The two yin-yangs form like that. One becomes black and one white, and they just start to spin around. The 2 frames of animation, they're moving around to make more ferocious movement. Yeah. So then it cuts to a larger view, and it has Skeever holding his weapon, and Ninja's charging. Block for this. And then Ninja's still running because he doesn't think it's a threat. And it's staying the same size. And then he's in a fighting pose right there. And yeah. So then it turns black. Then the cannon weapon is bigger, and Ninja's just standing there. Nothing else happens, it just stays that same. Black, bigger. And now he finally flies up. And with Lightbox, this is cool because you can actually see the framework that I did. So he goes in that pose. He goes like this, preparing to land. And as you can see, he actually fits into them. And then he goes to stand on there, like that. And now, this starts off like that. No circle, because it's too small. Then it actually gets the circles because it's getting bigger. And then it fills the entire thing. And 2 frames of animation. Just really good work by making it look like it's spinning. I could have did better, but the episode's already published. Okay. Okay, and I honestly don't know what this is. I think it was supposed to be some cinematic art, for Ninja vs. Skeever, but as you can see, it's just a circle. And that's just for 1 frame, so you probably didn't notice it. So it cuts out to a larger view, and you can see red energy circles. And they just start pouring into his cannon. Same frames, it takes about 3 frames to make that. The Ninja tries to escape. Right before it's about to blast, he jumps up. But as you can see, Skeever is getting ready to charge. And now, this is stretch frame. It's really useful, like I said, for you to signify something's going really fast. He goes up over Ninja, and then slashes him down. And you can see like the slash effect that he did on Ninja. And stays in that pose and then goes back to his normal pose. And the cannon is still firing. And then it cuts to Fox, and Lee's in his tornado. And he goes charging down. Okay. And a few more frames of that. Then Lee tries to get Skeever, but he misses. Which is dumb of him to do anyway. And then right here it shows an indent of that there was something in the beam. And it stays there. And then Skeever notices the swords flying towards his weapon. And he goes to charge, again using stretch animation. And then it goes back to normal. And by then it's too late and you can see the sparks. He goes back, creates a yin-yang shield. And the beam is blinking. And again, with the filter I used, it was hard to see the yin-yang shield, but since there's no filter on this, you can see the yin-yang shield quite fine. And then boom, the machine exploded. And yeah, so, oops. It just fades away. He's standing there. Nothing really happens here. And then he falls. And then 2 frames of animation. He says, how did I take that much damage? And yeah, that was Swordbrine episode 40, frame by frame, Ninja versus Keeper. I'm sorry the video was so long, but I tried to make it 10 minutes, but you know how that came out. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. What's your favorite Swordbrine character? But yeah, it always comes at the time of day when I have to say, bye!